Hey guys, thank you for joining me today and welcome back. I hope you all are doing well today. So today I'm going to be making two really cute candle holders or vases. You can use them for whatever you want to use them for. I'm going to be using these two vases from the Dollar Tree, the small round one and the slightly larger round one. I'm going to be using some white paint today in one, and I'm going to tint the other one color green. It's going to be really nice. So I'm going to be using some beads that I picked up from Amazon. These beads are really beautiful. So yeah, I'm going to be doing that. Now the size of the beads are, the smallest size is 4mm. The medium size bead is 6mm, and the larger bead is an 8mm. They're basically called white, and they do have some silver beads inside. So I'm going to be using the two smaller sizes today in this project, the 4mm and the 6mm size. All right guys, so I'm going to get started, and the paint I'm going to be using, now this paint is from the Dollar Tree, and it's just a very little bit of paint inside, guys. There's not much, but what I want to do is water it down just a little bit. So I've already done this part, but I will show you what I did. 1 cap full of water, regular drinking water, and I poured it in the little bit of white paint that's inside, and I shook it up because I'm going to pour it inside or squeeze it inside the vase, and I'm going to turn the vase. Keep turning it around until it is completely covered with the white paint. So here I'm just going to use this little cotton stick just to move the paint around a little bit and just make sure it gets to the top. And then I'm going to take and wipe off all that excess paint that you see there on the outside. I don't want that to dry. Whatever paint is left inside the vase, I'm going to let it drip back into the paint container. So before I let it dry completely, I just wanted to check what I call my glow factor. I wanted to see if the vase shows any light coming through, and it does. So this looks really nice. So I'm going to clean it off again, and then I'm going to just let that dry completely. For the next vase, I'm going to use the clear gel tacky glue, and I'm going to squeeze about 2 teaspoons inside. I'm going to eyeball it. I'm not going to measure it, but it's approximately 2 teaspoons. And I'm going to take 2 capfuls of water, and I'm going to blend the two together inside the vase. And you have to blend it till it gets smooth, because the water and the glue has a tendency to want to resist each other, but you can get it blended nice and smooth. So once I get that blended, I'm going to add 1 drop of the green food coloring, and 1 drop is all I need. And that's a nice color. So now what I'm going to do is turn that vase with the glue and water mixture inside, and making sure that it covers the complete vase. And I'm also going to use my paintbrush to help move that glue and water mixture around, making sure that it covers the complete vase. And once that's covered, whatever's in the inside, I'm going to let that drain out. I'm going to turn that vase upside down and allow the rest of that glue mixture to drain onto a paper towel. I'm going to do the same thing with the white vase. I'm going to turn it upside down on a paper plate and let whatever residual paint is still inside, I'm going to let it drip to the bottom, and I'm going to let them completely dry. So it's been about 5 or 6 hours, and both of the vases are dry. The green came out really nice, guys. I love the way that looks. That's really nice. And here's the white. Now inside it had air bubbles inside, and I tried to pop the air bubble with that same Q-tip stick that you saw me use earlier, and it kind of messed up the inside. It's okay because it doesn't show on the outside. So now we're going to move to the next step, and I just want to get the beads ready. I want to get them out, and I want to mix the 4mm size beads inside with the 6. That's the sizes we're going to use today, and I'm just going to get those all mixed in. My next step is to take a little bit of the clear gel tacky glue. I'm going to sponge a very thin application on. So I'm going to be using a little bit of this silver glitter. This is extra fine glitter, and I'm going to be using a little bit of that to create a little bit more sparkly texture to the outside of the vase. So once that's done, I'm just going to make sure it's a light coating of glitter. It's not going to be heavy, a light coating of glitter. And I'm going to put that off to the side, allow that to dry. And I'm going to do the same with the green vase. I'll be using some green glitter. This green glitter has a little bit of gold in it as well. So it's going to give it nice texture to it. And it's going to look really pretty. So I'm going to let them both dry, and I'll come back. All right, guys, so I am back here with the project, and I'm going to start with the white vase, and I'm going to be using our white beads, and I'm going to start by adding a nice thick coating of my clear gel tacky glue, and I'm going to sponge that on, making sure that the glue is nice and thick. And then I'm going to take my hands. I'm going to start by taking my hands to add the beads on. But then I realized I needed like a scooper or something. So I just found something in my stash, a little scooper. And I'm going to be using that to help me add the beads to the glue. And once I get the beads on top, guys, I kind of press them in with my fingers and my hand just to make sure that they're nice and adhere to the glue. And I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep adding some glue and the beads. I'm going to continue this process until I get finished. And what I'm going to do before I let this dry, I'm going to take my hot glue and add a small dot of glue to some of the areas where I think it needs some beads. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just adding a small dot of hot glue and I'm putting a bead on top. Okay, so that's done, and I'm going to do the same with the green vase. All right, guys, so now that they are both completely dry, I let this dry overnight. The glue has adhered the beads tightly to the vase, and so to finish up the project, I'm going to use a gold marker on top of the green vase just to edge it out a little bit, give it a nice gold look there at the top. And I'm going to do the same thing with the white vase, but I'm going to use silver paint instead. I love the way both of the projects came out, and I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I do appreciate it. I appreciate you so much for stopping by and watching the videos. Please don't forget to thumbs up the videos, and please don't forget to subscribe. And guys, you all stay well, stay safe, and stay blessed. And I will see you at the next video. Bye-bye.